Hello, YouTube. T-Wart's here to spit some facts, okay? Alright, fact number 1. The metronome is good, and playing with the metronome will make you better. Playing with a metronome does not take away from your ability to utilize ensemble skills such as listening or watching. Playing with a metronome simply strengthens your own internal sense of time so that when you listen, you're checking your internal sense of time against the person's next to you, and you're not simply reacting to them because the time still comes from you internally. It's really important that every player in an ensemble is able to play something in time without reliance on listening to somebody else. Because if you're in a constant state of listening and reacting, then you're not truly playing clean. Because every time you listen and make an adjustment implies that something was dirty and you adjusted to fix it. So ideally, every player has a great internal pulse, the ability to subdivide to that internal pulse, and then carry out in the hands what the brain is doing. If you can feel a pulse, subdivide a pulse, and then externalize it into your hands, and if you can do that skill very well, and the person next to you can, you listen to each other to check. You don't listen to react to find time. You listen to that person to check your time against theirs. And if you have to make an adjustment, you should make that adjustment, and you're listening to potentially make that adjustment. But if you don't have to, you don't have to. You can just play in time. If both people just play in time, you don't have to adjust. You listen, but then you don't adjust because it's already in time. Okay, so I believe there are two types of productive reps. Reps with a metronome that strengthen your muscle memory, and reps without a metronome that test your muscle memory. So doing a lot of reps with the metronome is really about learning how the part feels when it is correct. When you take the metronome out, you're testing your ability to feel it the same way, to put the same energy through the hands, to carry out and execute the part the same way you did when the met was on, but without the met. And it's also your opportunity to figure out what you need to listen for to check your time against, whether that's the drum set player or the center marimba or the battery, whatever it is defined at any given moment of the show. The reps without a met are your true test of is your time the same as that which is your listening point? And again, it's not listen and react to the listening point, it's check your time against that listening point. Okay, here's a type of rep that is not productive. If a tech is clicking sticks at just any random tempo, and you play along with the clicking of their sticks, what are you actually working on? I mean, you're developing the skill of being able to play in time with those stick clicks, but those stick clicks aren't perfectly in time, so you're not actually developing the muscle memory for what the part should feel like. And the stick clicks aren't the thing you're going to be listening for when you perform the show, so what's the point? If the stick clicks were perfectly in time, then that's a productive rep of you playing the part at the correct tempo, which further strengthens your muscle memory. But if the stick clicks are out of time, or just in time but at a different tempo, right? You're actually being counterproductive because you're overriding your muscle memory with the wrong muscle memory. Riddle me this. If every single section of the band during their subs time reps a chunk, let's call it A to B, reps A to B at completely different tempos, what's going to happen when you get to full ensemble? Well, you're going to tear. Say the trumpets repped A to B at 160. Say the drum line repped A to B at 170. Say the flutes repped it at 150. Well, there's a three-way tear right there, and the reason that is people have a very good ability to recall tempos. And after we've internalized the tempo, we're probably going to play it the same way, you know? If you've repped something many times at 150, you're probably going to play it at 150. If you ask a random person on the street to sing the song All Star by Smash Mouth, they're probably going to start singing it at about the right tempo because they've heard it before and they've internalized it at that tempo. So it's very important that every section of the band internalizes things at the correct tempo, because then when you get to ensemble, they're all going to be more or less correct already. And any little micro tear can be fixed on the spot by adjusting what individual sections are listening or watching for so that you can fix things based on the geography and the staging. So that's my little rant on the importance of the metronome. And again, ensemble skills are incredibly important. You have to know what to listen for. You have to know when you're getting time visually. You have to be an ensemble player. You can't be in a bubble. But if you're alone in a practice room, you should be able to play your part in time. You should have that strong internal sense of the pulse, and you should have strong muscle memory for what your part feels like at the correct tempo. If every player has that, the rest is going to come naturally. It's going to be really good. Thanks for watching.